welcome. Let's start with intentions, distractions, and well, I really like the music thing, so probably like I don't know. So some of you also have. So yeah, let's keep trying that. I like it. Maybe next week we can try it with movies though. Uh, but okay, I'll start. My intentions is sync, catch up with all of the content that we're gonna have ready for this week, and no distractions today. And what have I been listening to? It's a German band called Klaus Johann Grobe. It's like some like techno stuff with like funk. Yeah, it's cool. Recommend it for you. And I'll pass it to Lauren.
My intentions for the call are just to like sync in with everyone, and especially on the hatch front end text. Yeah, I'm not too distracted. I have a lot to do today, so I'm a little distracted by that. But yeah, doing fine. My music I've been listening to, I had this really frustrating thing happen where like for some reason, I think because I linked Spotify to my Discord, now like Spotify wasn't working and then I couldn't uninstall it and it's this whole thing. So it's been quiet around here. But just before that, I was listening to like kind of I like to get sometimes into like the hippie like uplifting music. So I was listening to like Nako. Like I don't know if you guys know Nako, but Nako's awesome. He has this like really nice song called Tus Pies, and it's like it's beautiful. It's beautiful, and it's just like a song about like being really, really supportive to somebody and just like always being there, and it's like really heartfelt, and I love it. I'll pass it to Manu.
Thanks, Lauren. Is that Nako with
HKO?
Okay, I'm gonna listen to that. NHKO, cool.
I'll send it
thanks.
to you.
I'm I just want to sync up with everyone. Last week, I did not attend the comms call, and I did not work a lot. Although I still made progress with my team, the design agency, on the video, which we're hoping to have done by Thursday, the Thursday stewards call, I think it is, so that we can start the animation video and the longer duration. So yeah, intention just syncing up with everyone, seeing what other tasks I can help with, what everyone's been doing. No distractions, and I've been listening to Chet Baker, some jazz, and that's it. I'll pass it to Juanca.
Thanks, Manu. Yeah. I have been listening to this tiny desk that I will just share in comms. I like it because it's in French, and for like I cannot speak French, but I can listen and understand something. So like it's good to to listen to something different and to try to understand. And yeah, my intentions for the goal is to sync with you guys to see how can I help. And I don't have any distractions. I will pass to Tam.
My intention is to see what's going on in comms and see how I can continue to support. And God, I don't love the music question. I got to tell you, I listen to more podcasts than music. But like, I guess mine, like, I wouldn't say I listen to anything, right? Like I listen to a little bit of everything. Commodores and like Stevie Wonder is kind of up on the list right now. Like get up in the morning, we're making breakfast and stuff. Kids are getting ready, and it's like a nice upbeat way to start the day. If I'm working, I've been listening a little to the Goldberg Variations by Glenn Gould. He has two sets, the 50s and the 80s. I'm more in tune with the 80s one now because he has a lot more maturity and development, and I really like it. It creates different emotions in me than his the version that he did 25 years earlier. I'm always have Miles Davis around. That's sort of like if there's nothing else, that'll be my default. If people are coming over, that's what I put on. Yeah, I don't know. I like music, but I'm not like a huge fan. It's really like just background stuff for me and to help me change my moods and stuff, I guess. So I hope that was okay enough an answer. I'm going to pass to Mitch because I really want to hear what he has to say.
Wow, that's a lot of pressure, Tam. I've been listening to People Under the Stairs. Really good hip hop from like the 80s, 90s. No distractions for this call. I'd like to sync up with everybody and find out if anything needs to be written for comms. And who do we have left here? I'll pass it to Medeverde.
Hey, I'm at the gym, so I have to talk through a mask. My intention is to kind of catch up and see what's going on. My distraction would be that I'm at the gym and I had to actually look up what I've been listening to. And so like I went on I don't usually listen to a lot of music that I select. I'm like Tam, it's a lot of podcasts and interviews and stuff. But let me say, I started with Katie Tunstall, just the poppy stuff, and went to like Santana, and then like kind of funky stuff came in, like just who does the Kodak funky music, just like really super popular old poppy funky stuff is what has been coming up for me this week, and I'm gonna give up and give it to Chewy to give to anybody that may not have gone yet.
Nate?
Yeah. Intentions are to sync up with everybody in comms and catch up everything that's going on this week. No distractions at the moment. And the funny thing about music is on Saturday I was cleaning up my apartment and I came across all my old CDs, mixtapes. And there's a lot of there's definitely a screamo phase there for a minute. So I've been just jamming out to that for a little while, but I will pass it to Suga, Katie.
Hello, everybody. Yeah, I'm also here to sync up, see what's going on. There's a knock on my door right now, so that's a distraction. And that music, Marvin Gaye, the Four Tops, Blondie, and Jason Molina. There's a wrench in that. To Chewy.
I think Septi?
Thanks, Joy. Yeah, just sing with you guys, and I also have a agenda topic. I don't know if it makes sense to have it in comms, but on the videos on YouTube, we were discussing yesterday having the name of the stewards in the description, just if someone wants to catch up with we didn't know like if that would be good or not, and yeah, the question rises there because if someone is watching the video and wanting to reach out, have a point of contact. But yeah, it's something it'd be nice to discuss. For the music, yeah, I really love what Mitch was saying. Hip hop from the 90s and 80s. That's awesome. And I also been listening some. I'll pass it to Bye Bye.
Hi everyone. Today I just want to sync up, maybe ask some questions and ask who would be interested in a hack session on the onboarding process that we might have later this week. I have no distractions right now, and for the music I've been listening to Antonio Vivaldi. It's classic this week. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Well, Craig is here. Perfect. And okay, so let's start with our first topic in the agenda, which is Lauren's been doing a really, really good job with the text from the Hatch front end. So I included a link in the notes, and so let's give it a read and see what everyone thinks. I personally think that it's pretty much ready, but I'd like to hear some of your thoughts on it. So it's okay. Hatching a New Economy would be the title. And welcome. Our hatch is open for active trusted seed members and builders of the Token Engineering Commons. The vision of the Token Engineering Commons is to advance the field of token engineering by creating ethical, safe, resilient, and diverse economic systems to benefit societies around the world. In the short term, the goal of the TEC is to fund proposals to build out token engineering public goods. In the long term, the goal is to make token engineering a legitimate field of study with the TEC as an advisory body, protecting public interest. We are curating a rich community culture built on the principles of integrity, trust, and communication. We encourage members to be radically open source and support the collective, prioritizing the advancement of token engineering over short-term profits. We believe that our pro-social, human-centered perspective and our diverse community of experienced intellectuals truly has the potential to revolutionize global economic systems. The future of token engineering is upon us, and your chance to get involved is now. We're happy to have you here. Let's advance token engineering. Welcome to the hatch. So this would be the only text, and from there, like, we're gonna include in the interface like an FAQ tree. So this way the FAQ would be collapsing, right? So each one of these can collapse, and you can like open them in different like branches. And these were some of the notes that were discussed, but yeah, what are does anybody have any thoughts about something that might be missing, something that might be a little bit more than it should be? What are your thoughts on this? Maybe Lauren, would you like to start with some of the idea that you had?
Yeah, so I just wanted to like add quickly. So this is going to be kind of like the intro text, and then what we're going to have also at the bottom, I'm sort of like half hacking on right now, is just like a really quick FAQ drop down thing. And the idea was to have this text not be extremely long, because it's also going to have like the embedded video, and the idea is more to put across like a rough outline of the mission, vision, and values without it being like so long and so much to read, sort of just to like bring people in. Like the people who are coming to the hatch already know a bit about the TEC, but this is sort of like meant to like reaffirm kind of like what we're doing without getting like too specifically detailed about like how the hatch works. And then so underneath there's going to be like a drop down FAQ where we like link to the forum posts on like how to get wrapped XDAI and like how the hatch works. And yeah, so just basically kind of like to keep it like shorter, sweeter, to the point. And then like if you want to go to like all of our more exhaustive long forum post resources and figure out how everything works, then there'll be external links in the FAQ. Yeah.
Thanks, Lauren. Great job. Chewy, where did you say you posted the link?
For this HackMD is in the comms working group agenda.
In the agenda, I was in the chat. Thanks.
It's also on the chat, on the comms working group chat.
Got it.
Yes.
He posted it.
Yeah,
I'm
Lauren,
reading-
this is excellent.
I'm reading through the fourth paragraph there. We believe that pro-social, human-centered perspective, diverse community of experienced intellectuals. I think that's kind of vague. What's an experienced intellectual?
Yeah. Well, what would you like instead? I mean,
experience is good. What?
Experience what? All the
I just
smart
like.
people who are super versatile in the TEC. What's a good word to describe everybody?
What'd you say, Katie?
Katie?
Contributors. Sorry, I'm eating a gummy worm.
Oh, sure. That's nice. Okay. Experience.
Contributors.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's excellent. I think there might be some value in either including, the mission, vision, or values, or one of them, because I see where pro-social, human-centered perspective sort of comes out of that, and maybe we can either include one or more of them, or at least have a link to what the TEC's mission, vision, and values are somewhere really prominent, so people can, it's the first thing that they feel. And then, just in terms of in the third paragraph, in the long term, the goal is to make token engineering a legitimate field of study with the TEC as an advisory body. I think it's already a legitimate field of study. So maybe we could, phrase something different there than to make it legitimate, because it is already.
To expand the frontiers
Bold.
of the token engineering field.
Yeah, something like that.
Advancing the science.
Expand. I don't know if I like frontiers, but I like where you're going with it. An engineering field.
Mm-hmm.
I think the idea, the reason I actually put legitimate field of study, I watched the video that was formerly on that Hatch site page, and it was like Sem interviewing Griff. And it was actually just like literally what Griff said. And so I just like literally put his words. And he was kind of saying like, it should be something that's like at universities, like around the world. And so like people apply like they do to be like a mechanical engineer or a civil engineer. So I think this was the concept trying to be captured by the words legitimate field of study, but I also don't, I know it is a legitimate, this is a real thing. We're not making it up. So I think that the wording, yeah, but just in case that's helpful for coming up with a better idea.
Is the GitHub down? Does anybody know?
Oh, I don't know. I was just using it.
The Gitbook. I mean, did I say GitHub?
I'm also in it right now.
Yeah, I'm trying to link the mission, vision, values. Maybe like where I'm highlighting it, the pro-social, human-centered perspective. Maybe that could be a link to mission, vision, values. I
Sure.
agree with them. Although I would like avoid putting a lot of content in the front page.
You want to like that?
By decapitalize.
No.
I'm sorry, what was that, Katie?
So there's some words that are capitalized in future of token engineering, and also advanced token engineering. So normally these words would not be capitalized.
You like it better?
You're hard to hear.
She doesn't like that this is capitalized. She wants it like this, right?
Yeah, and the other one, advanced token
Yeah. I kind of capitalize things because I get excited.
engineering. In that case, capitalize every damn letter in the word.
No, you're right. That's better.
I mean, you could argue that token engineering could be capitalized. Technically, it's not, but it can look good, especially because in that particular legitimacy, et cetera, et cetera. So if you wanted, you can capitalize token engineering, but yeah.
It's very hard to hear you because your mic keeps breaking out. But I think I get what you're saying. We could do it either way, but I like it. I like your suggestion. I think we can just keep it like it is now.
Okay, so would everyone agree that I mean, I like the details that Katie is commenting, and I would like try to like proofread it, because, like grammar and that stuff. But is everybody like is like a general opinion that this text is ready for like, is this what we want to put in the hatch front page? Okay, so yes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so that's a green light for the hatch text. Thank you very much for this, Lauren. It was really great. So let's go to our next topic. Okay, I forgot to include this link. Okay, and so this would be added to the FAQ, right? If I like remember correctly.
Yeah, that goes in the
Right?
FAQ.
Okay, so this is also like its own like topic, because the idea was for Mitch to go through this text to like make some changes to the original forum post that Jake made. So I'm also gonna go through this to see if everyone is comfortable with this definition and information. What is a rage quit delay? The rage quit delay describes the required amount of time after a proposal passes for the proposal to be executed. Implications and parameter options. The rage quit delay is measured in hours, and you will have the option to set this parameter between 0 and infinite. The rage quit delay is important because we want to give token holders enough time to evaluate the implications of a proposal and to decide whether or not they want to maintain their financial position within the DAO or to exercise their rage quit capabilities. Suggested range. Since the rage quit delay is important for community backers, we suggest a range of 1 to 6 hours for this parameter. Related parameters to consider when defining the rage quit delay hours: vote duration and vote proposal buffer. I think it's pretty complete as it is. Would everyone agree on this? Okay, so yes.
Are you looking? Because I added that into the post. Like just where you are there, just scroll up.
Like, okay.
Yeah, all this stuff here. And then here we go. So then addendums.
Okay.
So I took, because Nate's comment was way below all those weird like auto bumps. So I just pulled it into the original post and then added in the date and then the contributor.
Okay.
And then I added some more stuff in there just so, because like Lauren, for example, was wondering like, how does this affect backers' rage quit percent and etc.
Okay, so the actual content that we're including is this whole post instead of the last one.
Well, I'm not sure because you guys asked me to update the rage quit post. So like this is also important because the rage quit delay is something that's part of it as well. But then rage quitting as a concept or rage quitting as a parameter that like affects part of the hatch is also something else.
I think we should link to like the entire rage quit, everything about rage quit. I think we should link to all of the information in one place.
Yeah. So this is what this post hopefully is doing, is just consolidating it all in one post.
Yeah, I think we should link to that post in the FAQ at the bottom, which is not finished.
Okay, so oh wait, it's the other way. Okay, so it would be something like this, like the whole post.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mhm.
And we could add like a little bit of like a summary blurb, like rage quitting is like what you do if you don't agree with the comments anymore and you want to get out. For more details on how it works, click here.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Thoughts on-
Okay, so
Never
yes,
mind.
Griff?
Well, I was just gonna say hatched out. In certain terms, it'd be really nice just to conform. Like, does hatched out? Is it the TEC hatched out? Is it just hatched out? Is it hatched with a capital H and no space? You know, there's a lot of these little weird words that I think we don't have a full. Well, we kind of have the glossary, but maybe we need to like make sure to impose standardization around how we use some of these words. And like wrapped X die, it should be lowercase a, lowercase I.
Someone was just changing that.
Yeah, there's so much of this little crap. I don't know how we manage it. I'm not so worried about like it in like one situation. I'm more worried about it in aggregate. Like, how do we manage all these horrible words?
Mm-hmm. But there's also like the distinction between the hatch DAO as like a template, and then there's the TEC hatch DAO that's like specific to ours.
Exactly, right?
Katie, do you think we could work on this on our one-on-one? Like these like small details.
Sure.
Okay. I'll set that in our agenda. And well, if anyone is like more sure about these like small details, like capitalization, like in wrap text die and all of this, feel free to just jump in the document and yeah, change it. If you're like more sure about how. I'm sorry.
Would you say that the glossary is the canonical place to look for these solutions, or where would where is the final resting place of these decisions? Like, because it doesn't really matter if it's hatched out with a space or not, right? What matters is that it's all the same.
Should have a glossary. Is there in the Git book? Is there something like that already?
Yeah, I'm just assuming that's the place where we standardize what our canonical truth is.
I think that's the best idea. And then if everybody just knows, we're like, hey, if you're ever wondering how to spell these things properly in comms, like everyone should know that's where it is. We should just tell everybody.
Yeah, like rage quit should be capitalized every time. Throwing that in there.
Rage quit should not be capitalized.
No, you decapitalize the rage quit.
Rage quit is a common it's a common word. It's not a proper. You see, the difference is if something is called proper, meaning like your name, like Chewy, a man. So rage quit is a common noun or common verb. On the other hand, we can capitalize hatch because we are elevating it to the status of.
I would say that rage quit's a proper noun in this text. I mean, but yeah.
Because you're calling the specific function within the hatch.
No, that's incorrect. If you want to do that, that's fine. Just not actually.
I think it's more about whatever Amin and the Mulek DAO guys do. If they cap it, then we cap it. If
Yeah,
they don't,
grammar's convention. It's not, I mean, yet like you can't really impose corporate grammar on.
Okay. Well, let's go through it,
just ask a
Katie.
question?
Yes,
I know that,
go ahead.
hey, I know that there was an idea of working on our style guide, which is where this kind of information would be kept. I don't know, have we, I think Nate, you're the one who brought it up as an idea. I don't think we've made much traction on it, but that's the kind of place where we would keep these elements.
Yeah, and that's something that I do believe most of the mechanisms that we use, whether it's a function within the hatch DAO, we elevate proper. So most of them are going to be capitalized, but that's just my take on things. I think that most of the things that we do have should be capitalized in those terms, unless we're talking about it casually. But if we're specifically talking about the rage quit function, then yes. But yeah, within the style guide, yes.
Yeah, no, I just meant, do we have a style guide? I know we had talked about maybe building one, and
Yeah, I have a
less so
draft of
about whether
one.
we capitalize or not, but just that we have a place where we could, record these types of decisions so that they're just in one place to refer as a reference.
Yeah, I have a rough draft of a style guide for different things and templates that I've been keeping up with. So, but do we have an official decision on that? I've been using them as elevated.
Yeah, maybe we open an issue and sort of compile the style guide. Is it ready
Yeah.
to share or not yet?
Probably not yet, but I can put it into the comms channel. So give me a minute.
Cool. Okay. I don't know that we need to look at it now, but just maybe we have an issue so that we create a style guide, because we'll need one for the future for sure. And it looks like you already got a head start on it, Nate, which would be great to build off of.
Sounds good.
Okay, cool. Does anybody else have some input in these issues about the hatch front-end text? Okay, let's move on to the latest animated scripts. I was just about, I didn't have enough time, but I'm posting it in issue number 55. That's it. Is it uploading? Can anybody see it in the board?
I see your screen.
Yeah, but it didn't really do anything, right? Oh, there it is.
Zen Hub is being funny.
Yeah. I'll share another window. Okay, so let's go through this. So, welcome to the Token Engineering Commons Hatch. We are advancing the field of token engineering to create a bright future for societies. Before a bridge is built, it must be tested to ensure its safety. An economy is a bridge that similarly needs to be tested for resilience. For this, we need token engineering. As a member of the Trusted Seed, you can help the advancement of this critical field by joining the Hatch. In the Hatch, an amount of WrapText DAI will be donated by the Trusted Seed. Whenever anyone sends WrapText DAI to the Hatch, Hatch tokens are minted. If we don't reach the minimum goal, all of the WrapText DAI will be refunded. With Hatch tokens, the community, driven by its open governance, will be able to participate in the Hatch DAO and help collectively design the economy for the Commons upgrade. The Token Engineering Commons will fund proposals that will improve research, development, and education in the field. Token Engineering Commons, advancing token engineering. How do you, what are your thoughts on some of this? We think it's, well, ready for getting into production, but I wanted to have the last decision in this call. So, yeah, if you have worked on this reviewing or you hadn't seen it before, yeah, what are some of your thoughts, Lauren?
I have a question. Are the TCH tokens minted right away, or are they minted after the hatch period ends?
Both. They're
Both.
minted right away according to the minting rate when you send in WrapText DAI as a backer, and then the builder's amount is minted at the end based on the impact hours and the amount.
And so if we don't reach the minimum goal, then the TCH tokens are burned and the WrapText DAI goes back to the people who put it in?
That might be a technical detail of whether or not those tokens are burned. I believe there's haven't tried the refund thing, but the idea is that we're just gonna run a script and give everyone back their money. So they might keep their tokens, they might not. But in the end, the tokens are non-transferable. They're barely tokens. They'll be completely useless and just data on the blockchain if they're there.
Okay.
So
okay, cool. That makes sense. Then I'm cool with the script because that was just that one point. It still makes sense based on that.
The big piece we can't pass through is there's no donations involved here. We like to say this is in the last section on this page. The amount of WrapText DAI will. Yeah.
Didn't
Griff, this is like such a thing. It's like we asked Santi in legal and he said donations is the best word to use.
Yeah,
He said
it's like,
put in is not good.
Yeah, and also it says cents here. That might also have some legal things on the fourth. Cents WrapText DAI to the hatch.
Wait, legal says that this is a donation? We need to just confirm that because I thought
I just tagged you. It says we avoid any expression mentioning contribution or putting in. Although there's no formal company or charity behind the DAO, donation is probably the best word.
Wow. Okay.
That's what he said.
Then he's the thing.
this changes everything, huh?
It's hilarious. It's like been brought up so many times.
Yeah, we can't use it for the Trusted Seed. This I know, but HatchDAO is his domain, so let's go with it. Donated. Legal has spoken.
Okay, so we're gonna actually. I think we're using two different variants. It's donated, like in the fifth square. It's in the hatch, an amount of WrapText DAI will be donated by the Trusted Seed, and then we use it again. But we say send. Like whenever anyone sends WrapText DAI to the hatch tokens are minted. So, I mean, when we use the word send, it's already in context. But like, how do you feel about that, Griff? Like, does that support like what the common stack? I mean, what the Trusted Seed, the idea that they have.
For this one, I mean, I always use send. right? I mean, they literally are calling the transfer function, so you can transfer or send. But donate is fine. I mean, if legal says donate is this, I mean, we have to have a unified strategy here. So whatever legal says is what we have to do.
Okay, and regarding what you were saying, Lauren, like about like who puts in like where it stays and everything, I think that the left column, the one that says video, is gonna be also very supporting. Like we don't go that far with the bridge idea, but we see it work in the animation. So the idea is that those like small details are clearer when we see it. Like when we say if we don't reach the minimum goal, the wrap text I is refunded. Like by seeing that happen, it's just like much. Yeah, it's much like clearer. It's and we can also like link to like deeper dives into this in the text. But yeah, I think like visually the idea is to not go over 1 minute and a half for this. Anybody else has some suggestions, concerns, or would you consider this ready to go into production?
Zepti brought up a point that it says whenever anyone sends WXDI, are we changing that to anyone donates, or are we keeping just the word sends?
I would keep the word send because it's clear for like some people, and we already use the word donation. So I think it's sending in the context of donating. So I just not to like use donate again, because I agree it might be just, yeah. Like for some of us, like we've been keeping using the word send or contribute. So contribute can't really happen, but I think send in the context of donating, we could get away with that. But would you agree with that, Mitch?
Mm-hmm. I was just seeing because I know Zepti brought it up, and then we got stuck on this legal issue. So I agree, though it's nice
Dave,
to
you were
not
gonna
use
say
the
something?
same word.
Yeah, I agree too.
Were you gonna say something, Griff?
Yeah, I was just thinking just about like people feeling like this is, we already have a lot of challenge around people misunderstanding that this is a way that you can make money, like, or that it's not a donation, that it's a loss. I don't think it's bad to use the legal strategy of donate, but maybe in a 90-second spot, maybe not to imply that there's no opportunity of gains here, just for our own hatch raise abilities might be beneficial. But I'm not attached to it, and I definitely like, when EOS did their fundraise that raised ridiculous sums of money, they said in all the legal documentation it was a donation, but then everyone understood it wasn't, right? So I don't know.
You think it's good to use donate?
I think it's
Because-
good I think it's a fine legal strategy. I don't know if it's great in our 90-second spot where people already might confuse that this is like a charity project, which in some ways it is, but it's also a way that if they put money in, they could make money too. That's not out of the question. They could lose money, they could make money, right? So I don't know.
We could also just put a small text disclaimer in the bottom so that the wording does not impact the message, like the interpretation of the words that we use or using it twice. Just put a small text disclaimer in the bottom. Something that doesn't look shady or that we're trying to just like donations are, or if you give whatever it is, and that would just prevent any liability and make everything clear. That could be a way forward.
Cool. Yeah, that's a good idea.
I think if we get the go-ahead to use the word send, like I just asked Santi, if we can just say send, then maybe we should just say send, because it's nice and vague. It could mean anything. You could send a donation, you could send money to your mom, like.
Mhm.
So yeah, then it really leaves things open. And if it's legally okay, I think we should just go with that, because then I think it would be cool if we have to put a disclaimer in like little small text, but if we don't have to, it would be better not to.
So I don't mean to be the the dissenting voice here again, but I was gonna say that I was gonna harp on my own personal opinion about this, is that I think the video for as it being an informational video, that it should focus on the process of the hatch and be more broad in terms of not specifically the TEC. That way it can be reusable in the future. I really, yeah, I just want to throw that opinion out there again.
We I personally think that it could be reusable, but maybe adjusting it could be a matter of just doing minor modifications to some graphics and also to the voiceover maybe. But just for this one, since it's the first time, I would go with something more specific for the TEC, like regarding branding and yeah, I think it just might be stronger for our objective. And after this, like I don't think that I don't have any problem with it. But if Manu, like if maybe we could expand it into something more like reusable for the common stack. But it's just like, since it's the first thing, if we set our goal to like develop like a hatch explanation in a more general way, I think that it might not be like it's just I would like people to like have it like more clearer in the TEC context. Like I don't know if this makes sense, but like if we throw out there like a more general and broader like explanation on hatch, instead of how is it gonna be used specifically for the TEC, is I'm a little bit nervous about it. But would you say that this could happen, Nate, or
I
do you think, because
don't have any
like,
problem with it. I think it's fine. I think if you guys think it's going to be more impactful being TC focused, then it's all good. I just when it comes to videos like this, I just hate to see it being created and a lot of time put into it, and then it's just a one and done type of thing. If we were going to put the energy to create a video like this, I would love to see it being reused. And I think that applies to everything that we do. And getting in the habit of making sure that it's reusable for other communities. And because at the end of the day, we are a resource for other token engineering communities to utilize these tools again. And so having that video available to them, say if they want to launch a commons, we're setting the foundation for future communities to utilize these resources. But I have no problem either way. I just wanted to throw my idea out there.
I feel like there might be subtle enough difference in the way different communities that it might not be the best to have it universal anyway. But I agree that we should be branding, so you don't want people to watch it and go, oh, who was that, or be in any way confused about who's involved, right?
yeah, and I mean, the way we're presenting it with like this community side of it, the interview videos and all of this, like I feel that there's also like these like maybe like trust issues if we put some information out there, like not as a TEC but like as a common stack, just like default tutorial. Like I just feel that, yeah, like around branding, especially, like if we provide it, I think it's just more confident from our side. So I agree. Like it could be like much efficient for the future and for the common stack to reuse it in other hatches. But for this, like I wouldn't like to just get out of presenting it like ourselves. So yeah, but we can definitely go through the project after this is set, and we might be able to reuse like most of the graphics. I mean, it's just like little token engineers and little like small like wrap text logos. So we can reuse those animations and just like change everything around it, like the background and colors. And it's not gonna be that far away. I think the most complicated thing about reproducing everything, I mean, not everything, but just like the only part that would need to be put together again is probably the voiceover, since yeah, it would need to be a more like specific. I mean, a more general explanation of what the hatch is and what you can achieve with the process.
Yeah,
And
it's a great
well,
script, and so appreciate it.
and what was oh yeah, what Craig mentioned. I wanted to see what was the temperature regarding, where are the pictures here? Um, okay. With Manuel, with Acid Laser, we've been working on some of the graphics for the Twitter, and he's been working around these like designs that are more are closer to our brand guidelines, and some of what we wanted to just like get like try to like fix in a way is like these kinds of like designs is something that we would like to start handling more like in comms. So a good example of this is right now I was talking to Craig about putting out there the message of activating trusted seed. So I did not know that impact hours expired in the hatch. So I just wanted to. I know that we don't have much time left, but I wanted to ask like if just like if we should we like put out there like this idea of like activate your trusted seed membership before the hatch, and is like does anybody like especially like Edu and Tam, like do you have some information on like how many like people are still pending for this?
Yeah. Griff raised the point last week, and Craig did some number crunching in a spreadsheet where he tracks the people who are who have impact hours but hasn't activated their trusted seed. So this week and next week we're reaching out to them. There is a lot of people. I don't remember the exact numbers, but there's something like, I mean, we can divvy it up into how many people have more than 20 impact hours, how many people have more than 4 but less than 20, and then there's a super long tail of people as well. I think I don't remember what the final numbers came up to. Let me look for that issue. But there's maybe like 10 people who had, 20 people who had more than 20, but haven't activated their Swiss membership, and then something like 60 people maybe who have more than 4 but less than 20 and have to be reached out to. And Eduardo's leading the initiative to reach out to everyone, so he's doing all of the coordination for that. And I think we could probably, Eduardo, is Eduardo on our call? I saw him for a moment. No, not okay. You know, we could definitely use some help. Griff is doing it, Eduardo, myself, Craig volunteered as well. So we might, you know, be able to use some more people reaching out to people once we sort of break apart that list. But we'll do it in order of priority. Like the people with the most impact hours we'll reach out to first.
Okay, and would you agree that maybe a good option for a call of action in tweeting these graphics and this message would be to check your praise quant? Like, would that be a good call of action for this?
Oh, how do people know how many impact hours they have?
Yeah, just like, do you have impact hours? Make sure you check this because you gotta activate your membership before the hatch. Like, would that be a good call of action, like to complement what you are already doing?
Is that the best way to see the impact hours? It could be one way to see impact hours. I wonder if I don't know that we ever encourage people to look on chain to see their impact hour tokens. Probably the best way is to check the praise quant.
Yeah, I mean, you might want to just keep it vague and just say don't try to get people to quantify it, right? Like just say, "Hey, have you received praise in the last, what is it, like 8 months? You probably have impact hours." So, you know, if you want those impact hours we actually can say specifically they're worth $16 to $180 a pop. So if you want, you know, if you want to be able to claim that governance power in the DApp, I don't know if we need to financialize it, but just tell people like, hey, do you want these impact hours? Do you want to be part of this? You know, this is your moment. Also, by the way, with those impact hours, you can vote. Your economy, your choice. Like, I really hope that we can, if you're reaching out to people at all, we need them to do both things this week. We need them to vote and sign up for the trusted.
Real quick, Julie, this topic is also covered in the blog.
Katie, it's hard to hear you, but I know what you're saying. She's saying that it's also in the blog post, this that she just wrote. The call to action to activate your trusted seed if you have impact hours is one of the topics in the blog post.
Okay, I'll include the blog post.
Yeah, hi.
I'm sorry, Craig.
Can you hear me, Chewy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little bit weird, but I hear you.
Robot. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, Griff nailed my intent on what I was trying to communicate to you is just that there are probably a lot of people that have impact hours that just don't know it. And it would just be a very vague sort of, hey, there is a way you can go look, and it's not at your private ETH address, it's at one of your social handles, because that's where you get dished praise. Yeah, so that's all. So thank you.
Okay, got it, Craig. Thanks. We're on top of the hour, so if anybody wants to leave, it's okay.